Alrighty, so this video is a little bit different to my usual Skyblock progression guides. However, I'm getting this question asked far too much on almost every video I upload. I figured I'd put a stop to it once and for all and give you guys a completely detailed guide on exactly how to rename your items with everything you're going to need to know, including the way that I rename my items personally, so that way you don't have to keep on asking the same questions over and over again, and hopefully this will help a lot of people out. I understand that a lot of you guys aren't here to watch through the entire 11 minutes of this video, so if you are one of those people, I have left timestamps in the description and there are a lot of chapters on the screen, so that should make it a little bit easier on you to skip through everything and just sort of get to the more important parts of the video. But for the ones who don't know how the Minecraft color system works, or for the ones that don't really know how anything works at all, I have left everything in this video to make it easier for you to understand. Now that I've got everything out of the way, enjoy the video. So the mod that you're going to need for today's video is called Not Enough Updates, or NEU for short. I will leave a link down in the description below of the Discord server that is owned by the developer and the staff team, so if you want to download it from there, whether it be a pre-release or a full release, go ahead. The most updated versions have this. And if there are any really big game-breaking issues, that Discord is always the best place to go for support. However, as for how I renamed my items, there is one really big thing you guys need to know, and I'm going to quickly explain to you how this all works right now. So as you guys know here, it says down the bottom of my liver dagger that the rarity has been upgraded and it's a mythic dungeon sword. Now if I go ahead and clear the custom name that I gave to this weapon, you can see that it says withered liver dagger with the stars and all of the actual description that I had on it originally. But if you notice closely, the actual text saying withered liver dagger is pink, which is the color of the mythic items, instead of the orange color that I have in the enchants down there. Now the reason for this is because I've actually modified the color of the text itself, and I have added extra text that wasn't even there to begin with. But in order to do that, you're gonna have to understand how it works, because Minecraft's color coding and text system works very interestingly, but it's also very simple and very easy to get the hang of. So to give you guys a very easy to follow explanation of how this works, I'm just going to use this Labby mod renaming player thing that I have that does come with the mod to show you guys. This isn't actually how you rename the weapon at all. I will show you how to do that later on the video, but I want to show you guys how the colors work, how the text effects work, and how to actually use everything with this little menu. So as you can see down the bottom here, we've got the numbers from 0 to 9, and they all are different colors. And then I've also got the letters A all the way down to M, and they all have either a different color, or they have a bold effect, an italics effect, or some really weird spinny characters. Now this effect here is called the obfuscated effect, and the obfuscated effect is the one that the recombobulator actually uses, and I will show you guys how to apply that onto your weapons very shortly. But just to keep things simple, let's just say that my liver dagger is called withered liver dagger to keep things simple, and I want to change the name of my liver dagger to oblivion like I did before. The way that I would do this is I would actually have to type the code and6, and when you do and6, as you can see, it gives you this golden colored effect, and then I will type the name oblivion after that, and now the word oblivion is a gold color instead of being the usual white if I just got rid of that entirely. Now, why does this work and how does this work, you may be asking? Well, the AND symbol here is actually a code for anything in Minecraft's text system that you choose to use. When you put the AND symbol and then the respective code after it, in this case the number 6, because the number 6 will actually change the color of the text oblivion to be gold. But if I say change the number 6 to a number 5, it would turn to purple, because the number 5 is representative of the dark purple color. But if I change this to the letter A, then the letter A would make it a green color, because the letter A is respected to the light green color when you use Minecraft's text codes. So keeping this in mind, you can actually do a lot of really cool stuff with it. If I want to get a rainbow effect, I can do, say, and B, then and C, and you can see I've gone at the top there. I have the letter O being green, the letter B being a light blue, and then the rest of the text being red. Now, obviously, that doesn't look very good. I'm going to go ahead and delete that because I don't like the look of that whatsoever. Now that you guys have a rough understanding of how the colors work, let me show you guys how the text effects work with these things. So to demonstrate this a little bit more accurately, I'm going to go ahead and teach you guys how to rename your weapons now that you have a little bit of a basic understanding of the Minecraft text codes. So assuming that you have NEU installed, the command to do this is actually going to be NEU rename, and if I just click enter here before typing anything else, it gives you all the available commands for the NEU rename command. But the one that we'll be using in today's video will be NEU rename set. So if I go ahead and type NEU rename set and I click enter once again, it also tells us the usage for this command, which is NEU rename set and the name of whatever item we're renaming. So if I go ahead and say I called my liver dagger Oblivion, no real fancy text or anything whatsoever. Now that my liver dagger is called Oblivion, it still keeps that mythic pink color, as the liver dagger that I have originally is a mythic liver dagger and the mythic color is pink. But if I want to go ahead and change that, like I showed you guys just before, I can do the and6 code before the word Oblivion. And when I go ahead and click enter on that right there, it changes it from the pink Oblivion text to the golden Oblivion text. But now here comes the fun part, and it's adding the really cool recombobulator obfuscated text effects beside the text Oblivion. So in order to do this, I'll have my command once again copy and pasted ready to go. We actually have to add the text that we want to modify on the left hand side of the word Oblivion and also on the right hand side on the word Oblivion. Now the one that I have found to work best with this is to use the letter K, and if I put the letter K on either side of the word Oblivion, and then I have a space in between each one, as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and click enter so you guys can see what it looks like right now. But right now with no effects whatsoever, it says in pink text K, then in golden text Oblivion, and then the letter K once again. Now that doesn't at all look like the recombobulator text whatsoever. So let's go ahead and we're going to change that. And in order to change that, we're going to have to actually modify both of the letter K's in this text here. And I'll show you guys how the text effects work, which once again, I have a link down in the description below for all the ones that you will need in today's video. So to get things started, the first thing we need to do is to imitate the color of the recombobulator, and that is going to be that light pink. Now the code for the light pink text is and-d, and I already know this because I've done this so many times before. But once we have told Minecraft, okay, I want you to turn the letter K into a light pink K, now we have to tell Minecraft to make it a light pink K, but also a bolded K, so we have to add the bold effect. Now, the effect that does the bolding is actually called and-l. The letter L is correspondent of the bolded effect. So if I go ahead and click enter right here so you guys can see what it looks like, now we have a bolded letter K and then regular text Oblivion. I'm going to go ahead and put this on both sides of the word Oblivion just so it looks a little bit better and you can follow along easier here. But now we have the letter K on both sides of the word Oblivion, but they are still static. They're not spinning and looking all cool like it is down the bottom where it says Mythic Dungeon Sword. So the final step that we need to do to this letter K here is we have to add the obfuscated effect, which is the one that makes the characters spin. Now the code for that is very simple. It is and K, not a capital, a lowercase k, because the letter K is correspondent of the obfuscated effect. And if I go ahead and I repeat that on the other side to the other letter K as well, and I click enter, it isn't actually going to look very good right off the bat here. We have kind of got the right idea where the text is spinning and it is a pink text and it is a bolded text. But as you can see, the letter K on the left of the text Oblivion doesn't look right. There isn't a space there and there's a bit of a glitch going on here. So how about we go ahead and fix that? Now the easiest workaround that I have found for this is very simple. All you have to do is take the and6 from the text Oblivion that is at the beginning of this text, and we want to go ahead and copy and paste this right after the capital K, because what this is telling Minecraft is it tells Minecraft, okay, I want a pink text, I want it to be a bolded text, now I want you to make it an obfuscated text, and the text that I want you to edit is the letter K. But then Minecraft reads this information, it gives you that pink looking spinny character, and then you're telling Minecraft, okay, now I want you to make my next text a golden color, and the golden color is the and6 code. But then after we do this, we tell Minecraft, okay, I want you to do the golden color next, but then I want you to put a space in between the golden color. Then you're basically repeating it once again, and you're telling Minecraft to do another golden color. If you don't put this one here, it glitches out a little bit and looks weird, so just trust me on this one. But now that we have added the and6 right after the capital K, and I go ahead and I click enter here, it goes ahead and fixes it, and now we have the exact same text that I had just before, where it says Oblivion rather than withered liver dagger. Now you can get very creative with this, and there's a lot of really cool features you can do with all the text codes that Minecraft provides. If you have a look at my Runanspo here, I've called it Dragon Hunter, and my obfuscated text is actually the letter L instead of the letter K. And I made it a light red color instead of that pinkish color. And I also changed the text in the word hunter to a blue, while the word dragon is a gold. Like I've said many times before, I will leave all the text codes in the description below that you can choose to go ahead and edit, but if I really wanted to say have an italics text before the word oblivion, you would just put the color code and O right here, click on enter, and then when I have a look at my liver dagger, it has a slanted text. Now I think that looks really bad and I prefer just the normal looking text, but you can get very, very complicated here and go and O for italics and L for bolded, and I believe and M is a strike through. If I go ahead and hover over that, now we have the word oblivion in all bold, italics, and it has a line going through it, and it looks really, really weird. I wouldn't do this, but if you really want to for some reason, go ahead and try it out. But the main point is that the opportunities are endless. There is so much you can do with this feature. Now, all of it is client-side. Nobody else is actually able to see these color codes. That is kind of what you get with a mod like this. We aren't really modifying the text at all whatsoever. We're just modifying what the UUID looks like on our systems. So just because I called my liver dagger here Oblivion with all these ridiculous looking text effects doesn't mean that if I was to give this to another player, they would see it as well. But nonetheless, it looks really, really cool. I have gone ahead and renamed a lot of my items. All my armor is renamed. I've renamed these weapons as well. My Flower of Truth. I've got a couple of bone meringues and an ice spray in this chest as well, which I have all given custom names and custom effects. And with that being said, that's pretty much going to wrap up everything that I had for today's video. So if you did find this useful or informative in some way, be sure to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel, as I do make these HYPIXEL SKYBLOCK videos every Wednesdays and Fridays. I do make these guide style videos on the Wednesdays to give you guys a hand and help you out with all kinds of Skyblock progression. And I tend to do the funnier, more engaging stream highlights videos on the Fridays. But with all that being said, that's going to wrap up everything that I had in today's video. And as always, take care and peace. What's hairless? Scarf. After I'm done with him.